So the Christmas tree comes from Germany, not Nazi Germany, but the Holy Roman Empire of the 1500s. Of the 1500s. So the Christmas, it's all, based upon 25 other different gods. It's not actually, it's real, but it's kind of not real. Right, everybody knows this stuff. So, it's got about 20 different gods. Everybody's worshiping, basically a made-up holiday. Jesus, it doesn't say in the Bible that the birth was supposed to be celebrated, what day he was born, how it was supposed to be celebrated. So all this is just made up afterwards. And even Oliver Cromwell was getting all pissed off and just being like, how are you going to sit there and say that you got all these, what the fuck? I think that's verbatim what Oliver Cromwell was saying. But he was basically just pointing out the Catholic Church and how hypocritical the Catholic Church is, saying that, they're going to celebrate this stuff, but a true Protestant, a true Christian, an Anglican, the Church of England and the Church of Rome were having bouts with who's the real church. And I have a Tesla tree here. It's pretty. Tesla trees are pretty. I would rather have a Tesla tree actually instead of a Germanic tree, but even though you throw out the religious aspects of a Germanic tree, I do like the idea that it was the German. So go to William Bradford. Let's go to them goddamn fucking genocidal pilgrims, right? The beheading pilgrims. They love to put people's heads on pikes and shit, eat people's brains. In Jamestown, they were cannibalizing each other, right? These are the great colonists, the great pious purist colonists that had God on their side. At least God was on the side of 49 of the pilgrims, but for 52 of them, they died and starved to death. So God wasn't really for those particular ones, but they did, thank God that the Patuxent were wiped out. Thank God Squanto was left there behind. Thank God the Massasoit and the Wampanoags give them all that, all that food. The day after, they'll thank God and have a prayer. Thank God they were foolish enough to sign over all that land. And then thank God all those Pequot women and children were just sitting there all alone without their warriors so they could just wipe them out. All right, thank God that Chief Metacomet was actually just, the last of the Wampanoag. You don't have to worry about them, right? When the Pequot War really changed shit. And then the Wampanoags, their relationship soured within pretty quick, just a couple decades. Chief Massasoit gives them all the fucking food and shit. They remain in peace, but the English Protestants didn't want no peace. So the fucking same Protestants, the same Puritans were the same ones that banned Christmas. The William Bradford, the Pilgrims hated Christmas, didn't want Christianity coming in here, don't celebrate it. They hated the Catholics, how they had alcohol on Sundays. The Germans were known to be more drinkers than the Puritans. There was also a Continental Sunday. All this leads up to the 1855 Know Nothing riots. There was a huge anti-foreign element, European element here in the United States. It was by the English-speaking Protestants. They were the first ones, and even though the Anglo-Saxons had came from Germany, when they conquered England, they became their own sort of distinct tribe. So the Anglo-Saxons, you could even say, were Germans to begin with, but that's not really right either. So the white Anglo-Saxon Protestants came over here. They had Puritan ways. They thought they knew it all. These English or these German-speaking foreigners started coming in, and even though they had what we consider today the same race, the same color, they were not considered Americans. They were considered foreign. Get the fuck out of here, right? Who the fuck are you? This is my fucking country. But they weren't speaking Algonquin, these so-called nativists. They didn't call them natives, because to call them natives means that they had been born here. They'd been born here longer than anybody else. So they were just nativist. So it was like they were native-like. Right, they were native because they were born here, but none of their ancestry were born here because, you got the actual natives that you run into. Now, I'd consider myself a native because I am born of this continent, of this country, and I am a citizen. And so, therefore, I am a native. And but I'm not, you know, a Native American. Like, I mean, I know that I'm not Shawnee Cherokee. I am a Native American. You know, it's just semantics, right? We're just what we actually mean by the words. But I just feel as though I'm here. Fuck all the rest of y'all. No, I'm just playing. That's actually where it all comes from, isn't it? So that mentality. So this Tesla tree is just badass. I want to actually exchange this Tesla tree for a Christmas tree. Christmas in Puritan New England, right? The Puritan view of Christmas. It says Christmas occupied a special place in the ideological religious warfare of Reformation Europe. Most Anabaptists, Quakers, and Congregational and Presbyterian Puritans, he observes, regard the day as an abomination, while Anglicans, Lutherans, and Dutch Reformed and other denominations celebrated the day, as did the Roman Catholics. So Anglicans, Lutherans, Dutch Reforms, they went along with it, but Anabaptists, Quakers, Congregational, Presbyterian, Puritans, fuck y'all. Presbyterian, they're Puritans? I did not realize that. I need to learn more about these Protestant religions. But the Anabaptists, Quakers, Congregational, and Presbyterian Puritans didn't know any more. So Puritans heaped contempt on Christmas. Daniel's right, calling it Fool's Tide, laughing, ha ha ha. They even said that it was, the Puritan argued that the selection of the date was an early Christian hijacking of a Roman festival, which is true, called Saturnalia, the celebration of the god Saturn. It was the orgy to end all orgies. It was really disgusting. Basically, all criminal activity was allowed. To celebrate a December Christmas was to defile oneself by paying homage to a pagan custom. So that's what the Puritans' perspective was about, and they're right. The Puritans' perspective is correct. They banned Christmas. You don't talk about a war on Christmas. Instead of just saying happy holidays, the Puritans said, fucking Christmas, suck our dick. Now, if you're actually celebrating Christmas in Puritan New England, you're going to get fined 5 shillings, which is $100. So if somebody was like, hey, Merry Christmas, suck my dick, motherfucker, pay me $100. That's what they wouldn't say suck my dick, all the rest of that, but the anger and the wrath would still be there, right? So, no, you can't say those words. That is illegal. That is against Christianity. You're one of them barbaric, German, Catholic, Christian, Christmas tree believing lunatics. You need to pay up $100 there, bucko, or you're going to go to jail. And that's how the Puritans were. They would get in each other's faces, right, and say, hey, you can't have no Christmas trees, no Christmas tree celebrations. The day of December 25th was just a day to work. And like any other day, it's no different. It's no different. In fact, the Puritan argument was to say if you have certain days that are holy, then by the process of, like logical sort of elimination, if some are holy, then that means some days are not holy. Well, every day is holy in a Puritan's perspective. It's holy. It should be worked very hard that day, and no fucking celebrating December 25th as the birth of Jesus. There's 30 different other fucking gods. The sun god, Apollo, Zeus, Sun Ra, Mithras. Like everybody, Buddha, I think, was even fucking born on the 25th of December. Every single one of them. Attis the Attila, the Attis the fucking whatever. The Attis with the fucking silly hat. Of Adonia, Attis of Adonia. And there is 30 gods. How can 30 different gods be born on the same fucking day that Jesus was born? Bullshit. It wasn't the right day. Y'all made this shit up. Y'all don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Oliver Cromwell very much hated anybody who celebrated this day because they didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. You're celebrating this day. Do you know what the fuck you're talking about? And they didn't. They didn't. So, Christmas in Puritan New England. William Bradford, this is right in the beginning. December 25th, 1621. As soon as, 1 year they were here. A year later, William Bradford led a work detail in the force and discovered some recent arrivals among the crew had scruples about working on the day. William Bradford noted in his history of the colony of Plymouth Plantation, on the day called Christmas Day, the governor called the settlers out to work as was usual. However, the most of this new company excused themselves and said it went against their consciences to work on that day. So the governor told them that if they made it a matter of conscience, he would spare them till they were better informed. So he led away the rest and left them. When the governor's crew returned home at noon, they discovered those left behind playing stool bar, pitching the bar, and pursuing other sports. Bradford confiscated their implements, reprimanded them, forbade any further reveling in the streets, and told them their devotion for the day should be confined to their homes. So he let them go home. Let's see. Massachusetts and Connecticut followed the Plymouth colony in refusing to condone any observance of the day. So, all of them, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Plymouth, they are all against motherfucking Christmas. Fuck Christmas. They declared war on Christmas. And when the Puritans came to power in England following the execution of King Charles I, Parliament enacted a law in 1647 abolishing the observance of Christmas, Easter, and Whitsuntide. So anyways, King Charles I is executed. The Puritans came to power and they said, fuck your Christmas. And then the Puritans of New England passed a series of laws also making Christmas illegal. Massachusetts law of 1659 punished offenders with a hefty 5-shilling fine. 5 shillings, be $100 fucking dollars today. Laws suppressing the celebration of Christmas were repealed in 1681, but staunch Puritans continued to regard the day as an abomination. 18th century New England viewed the Christmas tree as representation of royal officialdom, external interference in local affairs, dissolute behavior, and impediment to their holy mission. There was like a queen that eventually brings the Christmas tree to Buckingham Palace or whatever the fucking English castle is, and then all of a sudden it became a staple in the United States. I think it was in the 1820s. There was also Christmas was a federal holiday in 1870. Right, to bring the North and the South together is U.S. Grant, bringing everybody together. And there's another big fact. They were Germanic, the Egyptians, and the Chinese, and the Hebrews all had different customs with bringing in trees into their house. So again, the Hebrews, the Egyptians, and the Chinese all had similar ones, but the idea of a Christmas tree, bringing it in, celebrating it for Jesus, that came from 1500s Germany, or the Germanic speaking peoples of the 1500s. Germany wasn't created until 1871, so this would have been the Holy Roman Empire of the German speaking peoples. Which makes sense actually. The Catholic Church was very much the heart of Bohemia and the German speaking peoples. I think even the Holy Roman Empire was of the Germanic peoples. It was in their fucking name. So, and the Holy Roman Empire wasn't holy nor Roman nor an empire. It was just a made-up sort of fictional thing that the church took on in order to give themselves a bigger, sort of headspace when people talk to them. Well, the Holy Roman Emperor says that is not the case. And so they just kind of use that position. Napoleon would conquer the Holy Roman Empire in one fucking day. 1806 or somewhere around there. One fucking day. He knocked out the Holy Roman Empire. But anyways, that was the basis for Germany today, was the Holy Roman Empire. And the Second Reich would be Otto von Bismarck. The Third Reich would be the Weimar Republic. And then the Fourth Reich would be, fucking Hitler. So one commentator suggested the Puritans had actually done the day a service in reviling the game, dissipation, sport, and its observance. And when the day's less pleasant associations were stripped away, Americans recreated the day according to their taste and times. The doctrines that caused the Puritans to regard the day with disappropriation were modified, and the day was rescued from its traditional excesses of behavior. Christmas was reshaped in late 19th century America with liberal Protestantism, with spirituality, commercialism, artisanship, nostalgia, and hope becoming the day's distinguishing characteristics. So it became a federal holiday in 1870 when President U.S. Grant, in an attempt to unite North and South, gradually it all relaxed. The Puritans are like, all right, we will let y'all do what the fuck y'all want to do. So evergreen decoration associated with the pagan custom expressly forbidden in Puritan households. Puritans were against Christmas. They hated Christmas. They hated the idea that the Catholic Church had designated a holy day for everybody to celebrate, and they don't know how to celebrate it. You just be like Jesus. Just be like God. Be quiet that day. Do your damn work. Shut the fuck up. That's what basically I'm quoting verbatim what the Puritans would be thinking. The Puritans were better than everybody. They thought their shit didn't stink, and since this gives them something to be better than. Well, look at them having fun. We clearly don't have fun, so we're better, and we'll make it to heaven. The worse that we are to ourselves, the better we will make it to the next level. 1647, the Puritan-led English Parliament banned the celebration of Christmas, replaced it with a day of fasting, and considering a popish festival with no biblical justification, a time of wasteful and immoral behavior. Saturnalia is a time of fucking just criminal debauchery, so there's no rules. They do whatever the fuck they want to do. Sol Invictus was a Syrian god who was later adopted as the chief god of the Roman Empire under Emperor Aurelian. And his holiday is traditionally celebrated on December 25th, as are several gods associated with the winter solstice. Right? So, the fucking Sol Invictus. Happy birthday for the Sol Invictus. Happy birthday, son. Oh, it's interesting. The Son of God is also Jesus, the Son. Come on. It's all connected. Sunday, Saturnalia, Saturday. Come on now. Thor Day, Thursday, Moon Day, Monday. The ban by the Pilgrims was revoked by English Governor Edmund Andros. However, it was not until the mid-19th century that celebrating Christmas became fashionable in the Boston region. And by the Declaration in 1776, it was not widely celebrated. It was not widely celebrated. Okay? Okay? So that's Wikipedia's take on it, but you know, Wikipedia is just a bunch of fuckers that just type in a bunch of bullshit. So on May 11th, 1659, here's what the Puritans passed: for preventing disorders arising in several places within this jurisdiction by reason of still some observing such festivals as were superstitiously kept in other countries, because other people's beliefs in their gods is superstitious, to the great dishonor of God, no offense to others. It is therefore ordered that whosoever shall be found observing any such day as Christmas or the like, either by forbearing of labor, feasting, or any other way, upon any such account as aforesaid, every such person so offended shall pay for every such offense 5 shillings as a fine to the county. So it's $100 today. The Massachusetts Bay Colony Puritans took offense to the use of sacred names for such festive occasions. Buttressing American heritage is claimed that the Puritans regarded Christmas as pagan revelry. The ban lasted until 1681. American heritage claims it was done in deference to King Charles II, who wished the colonies to have the same laws as England. The day asserts that a Puritan commission decided in 1665 to strike the penalty, but it remained for another 16 years. The holiday was not immediately popular in the area. Massachusetts was one of the last states to make Christmas a legal holiday, only doing so in 1856, 20 years after Alabama became the first. So those facts are just from all over the place, right? So, Christmas, right? The Germans bring in this fucking godforsaken Christmas tree. Is popular. They're more fun. They're more interesting. The Puritans are more stuck up. They're more fucking stale. They're old tradition. Talk about superstition. You know, why can't you celebrate? You know, they didn't have a day of birth. They made it up. So what? Everybody admits that the day that we celebrate for Jesus isn't the actual day. The Catholics admit it. The Protestants admit it. But let's have a party, right? Let's have a party. One for birth, one for his death. Sounds like a good fucking time. Just really any reason to have a party, you know, is a good reason. Hey, we have a breath of life. Let's have a party. Let's fucking do it. Hey, let's give thanks. Nah, that sounds fucking boring. Let's do the breath of life thing. That actually has some sort of originality. It's creative, and it's sort of rooted in our own life and consciousness. Let's do that. Give thanks. You don't give thanks. I mean, you could say thanks, but do you give it? How do you give thanks? I guess you can, like, give gifts, but aren't we giving gifts on Teslas? You know, the fucking, you know, Isaac Newton was actually born on December 25th. Isaac fucking Newton. So we can actually celebrate a true birthday on that day instead of the sun god or Apollo or Zeus or fucking Mithras or Buddha. Buddha was, I believe Buddha was more real than, I believe more likely that Buddha was real than Jesus was. Buddha just seems so, I mean, he's a fat dude, right? So Jesus was like got all the abs, and he's blue, eyed and blonde. It just seems like perfect, right? So it's almost like a superhero, but Buddha's like every man. Anybody can be fat and bald, right? But hey, it's cool as long as you're a good person. That's Buddha. Buddha seems more chill like that. Jesus seems pretty chill. So Christmas was banned in Boston from 1659 to 1681. So that's the motherfucking pilgrims. All Christmas activities, including dancing, seasonal plays, no fucking dancing, no fucking plays, no fucking games, no fucking singing Christmas carols, no cheerful celebration, definitely no fucking drinking. Right? They was against drinking just anyways, but no cheerful celebration, no singing carols, no games, no plays, no dancing. The Puritan-dominated Parliament of England, 1644. The Puritans in New England following suit. Christmas was outlawed in Boston, and the Plymouth colony made celebrating Christmas a criminal offense, according to Once Upon a Gospel. Christmas trees and decorations were considered to be unholy pagan rituals. Puritans also banned traditional Christmas foods, such as mince pies, and pudding. No fucking pudding. How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat, right? That's the fucking Puritans. You gotta have that's where school actually came from. The fucking old deluder Satan act, right? They want to teach reading and writing, but they also want to teach like the proper and correct fucking morals. So the Puritans, man, we gotta study these motherfuckers. They're putting people's heads on pikes. They're fucking genocidal fucking maniacs. They don't have any consistent morality. They get drunk. They don't get drunk. They do good. They don't do good. It's like they're all over the fucking place. They do good in their eyes. They don't hurt each other, perhaps. But anybody that's not them, they don't give a fuck about, right? Just the Pequot, yeah, kill them all. Kill them all. Or something about a whole new store. Met a whole new store. I don't know. This is the first Batman, the Joker. We're going on a whole new store. You gonna ship 1 million of those things? We'll ship them all. Because we're going on a whole new store? Is that what he said? I think he was just being weird, whereas that motherfucker, the guy who died, that motherfucker, he was psycho. He was a lunatic. So, they have to walk out, no Christmas, no Christmas. They banned traditional foods, no mince pies, no pudding. Puritan laws required the stores and businesses remain open all day on Christmas. Town criers walk through the streets on Christmas Eve calling out no Christmas, no Christmas. Now, are they just saying, that's funny, right? Happy holidays. Well, fuck you. No Christmas. No Christmas. Ban Christmas. Fuck Christmas. Fuck the let's get Jesus back into the Christians. Fuck Christmas until that day happens. In England, the ban on the holiday was lifted in 1660 when Charles II took over the throne. However, the Puritan presence remained in New England, and Christmas did not become a legal holiday there until 1856. Until then, or even then, some schools continued to hold classes on December 25th until 1870. Something had changed. The mistletoe, eggnog, candy cane, right? The Santa, the fucking flying, of course, it just all changed. O Tannenbaum, that's what the Germans sang. It totally came from Germany. Did I mention that part? So Germany brought the Christmas trees over. They were against it, but then eventually America falls in love with the Christmas tree. So, O Tannenbaum, how lovely are your branches. Well, that's not how. Well, let's read this one. All right, so Christmas tree, your branches green delight us. They are green when summer days are bright. They're green when the winter snow is white. A Christmas tree. Your branches green delight us. You give us so much pleasure. How oft the Christmas tide to sight. O green fir tree, give us delight. A Christmas tree, you give us so much pleasure. Christmas tree, forever true your color. Your boughs so green in summertime. Stay bravely green in the wintertime. Forever true your color. You fill my heart with music. To think of you and then be gay. You fill my heart with music. That's interesting lyrics there at the end. But that's the Germans celebrating, their Tannenbaum. Oliver Cromwell fucking hated Christmas, okay? So while that's searching, we'll get some more of the pagan roots. So pagan traditions remained even as Christianity took a hold. The Christmas tree is a 17th century I've heard it's been 1500s and possibly even in the 14. But this is saying the 1600s, so it's actually the next decade or the next century. University of Bristol's Hutton told Live Science it clearly derives from the pagan practice of bringing greenery indoors to decorate in midwinter. Modern Santa Claus is a direct descendant of England's Father Christmas, who was not originally a gift giver. He was a gift taker. However, Father Christmas and his other European variations are modern incarnations of old pagan ideas about spirits who traveled the sky in midwinter. We all want that warm Christmas glow, but why this fixation on partying in midwinter anyways? According to historians, it's a natural time for a feast. In an agricultural society, the harvest work is done for the year. There's some more stuff, blah, blah, blah. The church was slow to embrace Christmas. So there's no reference to when Jesus was born, but that didn't matter, right? They just, it never occurred to them that they needed to celebrate the birthday. But eventually, the Catholics, the Germans, they said, let's make up a holiday, make a day up, fuck it, December 25th. We'll say it's the same day as the sun. And posterity won't even fucking notice, right? They'll just keep on fucking singing Little Town Bethlehem, right? Just singing their Christmas carols, putting up their lights, and pretend like this whole thing actually happened, right? Am I right? Oh, man. I wonder if Louis C.K. is right. The Catholic Church is just a front for pedophilia. It's, or maybe the Protestants is, because the Protestant hierarchy, they try to say they're different than the Catholics, but the Catholics are the ones that always, they're the ones that have established themselves for a long ass time. So, the Protestants just can't get Christianity sort of on one page. They can't figure out how to do Christianity separate from the Catholics where it's unifying for all. Some people want more fucking laws. Some people want less laws. And, people are just different. So, let's just be like the Puritans and say, fuck Christmas. Because the Puritans didn't like Christmas. In England, under Oliver Cromwell, Christmas and other saints' days were banned. In New York, it was illegal to celebrate Christmas for about 25 years in the 1600s. Nussbaum said, forget people saying happy holidays. If you want to look at a real war on Christmas, they fucking banned it. Okay? Gifts are a new and surprisingly controversial gift. Queen Victoria's children got Christmas gift in 1850. I don't care about those fucking royal bastards. But Oliver Cromwell, he banned Christmas and he banned the other saints' fucking days. No St. Patrick, no St. Valentine's, no St. fucking Christopher, no fucking St. Lucifer, no fucking St. Poopifer or St. Nicholas. Yeah, tell me that there's no Saint Poopifer. Look it up. I think it's Jeremiah 10, 2 through 4. The way of the heathen, something, 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 Poopifer. Okay, forget people saying happy holidays, said Merry Christmas. So they hated the holiday. We've already looked that up. We've talked a little bit about that. But that's fucking William Bradford. That's fucking John Winthrop, right? All them damn pilgrims are fucking puritanical, fucking colonizing, land stealing, genocidal, Indian fucking killing ways. They thought their shit didn't stink, but they were drunkards, they were bastards, they were murderers. Supposedly John Winthrop said it was a city on a hill, but it was the second city. So, what kind of city, is the second one? I guess, second, somebody's got to be the first loser, right? So that's pretty much the Pilgrims. They're not Jamestown. Jamestown established first, and then Boston and Massachusetts and Connecticut, they came in afterwards, right? 1620, and then half of them fuckers died. So, they're the first fucking loser, and only half of them fucking lived. They pretty much suck ass on every fucking front. They put people's heads on pikes. They're bloody fucking psychos. I'm not even sure what they did right. Like, they didn't save each other. Only a few lived. Like, what the fuck were they doing? They were kind of like, y'all know what y'all doing? I don't know if y'all do. History, life under Cromwell, no Christmas under Cromwell, the Puritan assault on our liberties. So when Americans banned Christmas, they banned puddings, they banned singing songs and dancing. The holidays, some days are not holy. Those for all days are holy can have no holiday. Puritans are particularly contentious of Christmas, nicknaming it fool's tide and banning their flock from any celebration of it throughout the 17th, 18th century. They would work on the fields just like any other day. And Governor William Bradford, cannot let him play while everybody else is working. They started playing like a baseball, stool ball. You know, that's that fucking St. Pooper for stool ball. Come on, stool ball. Why didn't Puritans like Christmas? They had several reasons, including the fact that it did not originate as a Christian holiday. Ancient Rome celebrated December 25th as the birthday of the sun god Mithra, Sol Invictus, Apollo. The date fell right in the middle of Saturnalia, month-long holiday dedicated to food, drink, and revelry. Pope Julius I said to have chosen the day to celebrate Christ's birth as a way of co-opting the pagan rituals. Beyond that, Puritans considered it historically inaccurate to place the Messiah's arrival June 25th because Jesus had been born sometime in September. So their objections weren't exactly theological. They just thought it was a raucously popular holiday in medieval England. Each year, rich landowners would throw open their doors to the poor and give them food and drink as an act of charity. The poorest man in the parish is named the Lord of Misrule, and the rich would wait upon him at feasts that often descended into bawdy drunkenness. Such decadence never impressed religious purists. Men dishonor Christ more in the 12 days of Christmas, wrote the 16th century clergyman Hugh Latimer, than in all the 12 months besides. So they outlawed Christmas celebrations in 1659. Anyone shirking their work duties or feasting was forced to pay a significant penalty of 5 shillings. Christmas returned to England in 1660, but in New England it remained banned until the 1680s, when the Crown managed to exert greater control over its subject in Massachusetts. Some other stuff. Oh yeah, so eventually the royal governor of the college, Sir Edmund Andros, wanted to have a Christmas day at the Boston townhouse, but he feared a violent backlash from the Puritan settlers, so he was flanked by redcoats as he prayed and sang Christmas hymns. So he went ahead and celebrated Christmas, but made sure he had his armed guards right there. The Puritans never relented. Christmas was finally accepted at that time. Blah, blah, blah. You can read the week when Americans banned Christmas. It's Malcolm X today, December 3rd, 1964. So it's actually 50 years ago. Spoke at Oxford Union Hall. So the modern Christmas tree. The first recorded display of decorated Christmas tree has been traced to Riga, Latvia in 1510. The custom proliferated in the 15th, 17th century Germany as Protestant elites bedecked their homes and guild halls with pines and firs garnished with nuts, dates, and apples. So that's fascinating. It seems like in Germany, Protestant and Catholics had the Christmas tree, and so it was only a Puritan English thing to not have them because they were Protestants, so they're English Protestants. The German Protestants had Christmas trees. Christmas trees grew in popularity in Germany throughout the 1800s. German immigrants to the United States brought the Yuletide tradition with them to their new homeland. In spite of claims that Hessian soldiers fighting for the British during the Revolutionary War erected the first Christmas trees in America, it was a Pennsylvania German community, likely after 1820, who first brought the custom to the United States. It wasn't until a famed British monarch gave her a royal stamp of approval, however, that the Christmas tree became an American holiday staple. Queen Victoria had German blood coursing through her veins. German traditions thrived in the British royal palaces. Queen Charlotte, Victoria's grandmother and the German-born wife of King George III, had erected Christmas trees at Windsor Castle as early as 1800. Victoria's mother was German-born as well, and the young princess had a small tree decorated with candles and sugar ornaments in her palace quarters every Christmas. 3 years after ascending to the throne in 1837, Queen Victoria married Prince Albert, a German import himself. And German Albert and Queen Victoria encouraged the consort to adorn Windsor Castle at Christmas time according to his boyhood customs. Prince Albert imported furs directly from the forest of his homeland, decorated them with trinkets, toys, gifts, and edibles. He hoped to pass the holiday traditions down to his royal offspring, writing in 1847 that he hoped his children's delight in the Christmas trees was not less than ours used to be. So he wanted to pass that tradition along. Prince Albert did. Look at the Christmas tree. Wow, it's so fucking great. But I mean, it is big, and it's got all those lights and shit. Why not just have a big-ass fucking display with a bunch of lights and shit? You know, I just don't understand why you gotta kill a living fucking thing just to what? Just to show off, look, you can kill a tree? We all know you can kill a tree. It just sits there. You could saw on it for like 3 weeks. It wouldn't scream out in pain or say nothing. It would just let you fucking chop it down. So, you know, you're not a badass. You think you're a badass by killing the fucking trees? You're not a fucking badass. Okay? Okay? So, something about Cromwell, attack of Christmas. The Scottish Kirk, which was itself fiercely Protestant, abolished Christmas so long ago as the 1560s. Although James I had managed tentatively to restore the feast in his northern kingdom, is banned there once again after his son's defeat by the Scots. I don't see anything about Oliver Cromwell. I just wanted to pop right out at me the very first thing, right? So, in the mid-17th century, a wave of religious reform transferred the way in which Christmas was celebrated in England. Oliver Cromwell, a statesman and a general responsible for leading the parliamentary army during the English Civil War, took over England in 1645. Supported by his Puritan forces, Cromwell believed it was his mission to cleanse the country of decadence. Oliver Cromwell was going to get rid of the dirty fucking Christians. He was going to have a Spanish Inquisition that didn't just go after motherfucking non-Christians, but he was going to go after the Christians who weren't doing their Christianly duties. He was a super fucking Christian. More Christian than Jesus, more Christian than God and Jesus put together. More violent than God and more peaceful than Jesus. In 1644, he enforced an act of parliament banning Christmas celebrations. Christmas was regarded by the Puritans as a wasteful festival that threatened core Christian beliefs. Consequently, all activities relating to Christmas, including attending Mass, were forbidden. Not surprisingly, the ban was hugely unpopular and many people continued to celebrate Christmas secretly. The Puritan War on Christmas lasted until 1660. Under the Commonwealth, mince pies, holly, and other popular customs fell victim to the spirited Puritan attempt to eradicate every last remnant of merrymaking during the Christmas period. In the first half of the 17th century, Christmas was an important religious festival and a time when the English population would indulge in a variety of traditional pastimes. And the 25th December was a public holiday. Okay, so Oliver Cromwell, he was like, fuck Christmas. Why did he do it? Well, he did it because he just hated Christmas and all the people who celebrated Christmas. So find out more about Oliver Cromwell. It's on the internet, internet. Just talk to your neighbors about it if you have not heard it. So no Christmas under Cromwell. Let's go to the objections and then we'll end it off with these. Okay, so Jeremiah book 10, 2-4 clearly says don't fucking have a Christmas tree. The Protestants are right on this. They're the Protestants and they're Puritans. They went to the Bible in this. I don't even know if the Puritans are not even, they say they are more pure than the Catholic Church. So that's fucking impressive, right? The Catholic Church, they believe they're the Christians, and then anybody who's not a Catholic is a Protestant. So all Protestants are the same. Let's see, there's Episcopalians and Anabaptists, and I don't know, there's a whole bunch of Protestants that I don't really, I totally lump them all together. I have no idea. The Mormons. In Europe, pagans in the past did not cut down whole evergreen trees. But during the Roman celebration, Feast of Saturnalia, pagans did decorate their houses with clippings of evergreen shrubs. They also decorated living trees with bits of metal and replicas of their god Bacchus. Tertullian, an early Christian leader and a prolific writer, complained that too many fellow Christians had copied the pagan practice of adorning their houses with lamps and with wreaths of laurel at Christmas time. The English Puritans condemned a number of customs associated with Christmas, such as the use of the Yule log, holly, mistletoe. Oliver Cromwell preached against the heathen traditions of Christmas carols, decorated trees, and a joyful expression that desecrated that sacred event. Oliver Cromwell was even against a joyful expression. Hey! Wipe that smile off your face, motherfucker! Wipe that smile off your fucking face! This is Christmas. This is no time to be smiling. No time to be jolly. You stop it with that fucking tinsel fucking attitude. I'm tired of all your flair. Take your flair and go on over there. We don't want it here because we fear the queers. And how much more of the time can I rhyme going to go down to get a dime in order to stamp out all the fucking crime? In America, the Pilgrim's second governor, William Bradford, a Calvinist, tried hard to stamp out all the pagan mockery at Christmas time. William Bradford, remember him? He's fucking Miles Standish. He's fucking putting motherfuckers' heads on pikes. Half of his fucking dudes fucking died. He's the second governor. The first governor fucking failed. They had to elect another one. The Mayflower Compact, the fucking Thanksgiving tradition, the killing of the Wampanoags and the Pequot, Narragansett, the Manassians, the Patuxent. They're gone. No more Patuxent. They're gone. Squanto. Remember Squanto? Divine rage. Divine motherfucking rage. Christmas trees were not used by Puritans in colonial times. However, if they were, they would certainly have been forbidden. So, you know, there's a few fundamentalist Christian groups oppose Christmas trees. Even the celebration of Christmas for the Jehovah's Witnesses fucking hate your Christmas. Jehovah's Witnesses say, fuck your Christmas. I don't even know what the fucking Amish believe. Do the Amish even believe in Christmas? I am so enthralled with this fucking question. I'm going to type in Amish, and I'm going to type in Christmas. And it says Aish, so I'm going to add the M into that. Come back over here. Click on the No Christmas thing. The attack on the Feast of Christmas has deep roots long before the Civil War began. Puritans, a.k.a. zealous Protestants, had been troubled both by the boisterous nature of the festivals which took place at Christmas and by the perceived association of those festivities with the old Catholic faith. During the early 1600s, most English Puritans had been prepared to tolerate Christmas, following the rebellion of the Presbyterian Scots against Charles I, 1637. However, all this was to change. The Scottish Kirk, which was itself fiercely Protestant, had abolished Christmas as long ago as 1560s. More and more news, more and more information, more and more English, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Do the Amish celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas? So, an Amish in a Christmas in an Amish home. Christmas, Lancaster. I mean, they're fucking Christians. They're Germans. They're fucking speaking German. Why the fuck wouldn't they have Christmas there? How much different are the Amish than the fucking Baptist versus the Presbyterian, Mormon, Baptist, Anabaptist, Mormon, Presbyterian, Puritans? So we're going to solve this question right now. Do the Amish celebrate Christmas or Thanksgiving? When it comes to celebrating Christmas, it won't surprise you to say the Amish use no decorations. They say it's trappings, a distraction from the story of Christ's birth. But for many decades, they've enjoyed making or buying Christmas cards. They look forward to sending and receiving them. They hang up the cards throughout their homes as a form of simple holiday trimming. Also, many Amish have traditionally put candles in the window and light them after dark, giving a house a warm, homey feel during Christmas time. Most Amish are comfortable putting candles surrounded by wreaths on surfaces throughout the house. But you won't find a Christmas tree or stockings hanging inside an Amish home based on the second commandment. So make any graven image, something, 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 something. So the Amish look forward to exchanging gifts with their loved ones on Christmas Day. They'll wrap their presents. They just don't have decorations. So they have fucking Christmas. They just do it different. They have only church service every other Sunday and a day of rest on the off Sunday. Christmas church services are not a yearly occurrence. When a service is held, it's usually much like a regular service, which is what the Puritans said. The Amish also have what they call Zeddy Grishtadag, which means second Christmas. Second Christmas is usually celebrated the day after Christmas. Both days are holidays for the Amish. Unlike in our public or private schools, Amish children don't even get a whole week off, let alone 2 weeks. The children may dismiss them after a half a day on school on Christmas, or he or she may not. But they always get Christmas Day and second Christmas off before school resumes. So both days are times of rest for the whole family except for the women who still have to cook, since it's difficult together to get large families together at the same time. Often one side of the family will visit on Christmas Day and the other side on second Christmas. So the Amish have 2 fucking Christmases. That's what the fuck I just read. They're better in us in every fucking way. They think, or so they think. Alright, this isn't, let's get on the Amish Day. This is the Germans and the fucking Christmas tree and how we should have Tesla trees and just ban the use and the fucking murder of all these firs. These fucking, they're not deciduous, right? They're evergreens. They're fucking conifers. They're firs. They're Douglas, they're pine, but they're definitely living. And if we're going to kill living creatures, that's an abortion. We're killing something that God created. So unless you're anti-life, anti-tree, or anti-yourself, because they take your carbon dioxide and they put out oxygen. You for breathing? So if you're in favor of breathing and life and humanity on this earth as we know it, you need to stop doing the fucking bullshit. December 25th bullshit. You know what the fuck I'm talking about? Just knock it off. Be like the Puritans. You know, go back to what that day actually means. The birth of the unconquered sun. That's what the Puritans said. Or something like that. The Germans. The Tesla tree is beautiful, okay? That's really the point of all. The Tesla tree is beautiful.